Hi, everybody. We're back. It's Lisa.
And Danielle.
And we are back talking to you today about all the things rideshare Ubers, Lyft, taxis, even. Does anybody even take taxis anymore?
I
I don't
mean, I took a taxi when I was in,
know.
yeah, I've only ever been in a taxi. Well, I've been in a taxi a few times. So I took a taxi. I've taken one in Las Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
and I've also gotten in one in Texas. And
Oh,
I got inside this taxi because I did not know that things like Uber and Lyft and all of that, I knew they existed, but I didn't know like how to use them. And I paid for the most expensive cab ride for few miles that I've ever paid for in my entire life because I just didn't know better.
oh my gosh.
I know. In some places I think it's normal to get in a taxi, but I think that's the like second time I've ever been in one before.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to use them. I mean, they're a big deal back east, in bigger cities. And I just don't know. I can't remember the last time I did take one. I feel like it was I feel like it was Vegas a couple years ago because when you come out and they're all just lined up ready, it was just way easier than getting on your phone and calling an Uber. Plus, I feel like this is one of the things I want to talk about too. I feel like those people might be tracked more or like have to have like who are these people that are driving Ubers and Lyfts, right? It's just people like us. Like I don't know. I don't know. Maybe maybe there's people out there that know that do this. Like do they do any kind of search on you? Like besides the fact that you have a driver's license?
Yeah, so I feel like with the amount of Ubers and Lyfts that I've gotten in my life,
Mm-hmm.
that I've asked them those very questions. Like Lyft, I've heard is not great for the driver. Like they don't always know where they're going, like what the end destination is. They just know where they're picking someone up at.
What?
And Uber is like very exact. Like they show you where you're picking them up. They show you where your delivery point is going to be. And then I've asked like, do you have to do like a background check for any of this shit? And I think with Lyft, it's actually better. Like you are, as a driver, you're like completely checked to be a driver.
Yeah.
But just imagine, like when I found that out, I had been picked up from the airport in New Mexico, and I'm just making like small talk with the driver. And I was in an Uber or a Lyft every other week. And I was like, oh, so is this what you do full time? And blah, blah, blah. And they're like, yeah, but Uber's better because on Lyft, we don't always know where we're taking you. And I'm thinking, what?
Yeah.
That doesn't make fucking sense. So I know where you're supposed to be taking me. And then the route pops up on their phone or whatever they have on their dash. And to me, it's like, I don't know where the fuck I am. I'm in a different state on different
Yeah.
highways than I've ever been on. So do I trust that where you are going to take me is where I want to be taken?
Right. Yeah, that seems really odd to me, especially for the driver, that
I know.
they have no idea how long this trip's going to be. What if they only have like an hour or two left that they can drive people, right? And here you pop in and you're going to northern Arizona,
Well,
like
look, we know someone that's taken an Uber or a Lyft for like fucking city to city for like 2 hours.
yeah, you said
Fucking
that. That's
forget
why.
it. Yeah, I am not getting in a car with some stranger for 2 hours in the middle of the night and hoping that my life doesn't end. Like,
Yeah, no, that's terrifying.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I whatever for why she did this. Like, we both know what that was about. Good for her. But I don't know that I would trust myself. And I don't know that I would trust the driver to get me where I was supposed to be.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, no, that's scary.
Yeah. I know you know who you are.
I know. I mean, I guess it's better. It's definitely better than driving yourself if you're going to be in any kind of situation. I don't know. I'm so fearful of strangers like that. Like, again, like it goes against everything. I have this meme and I'll probably post it for this episode for everybody, but it says 1998, quotes, don't get into the car with strangers, right? You were always told
So
that. And then
true.
2008, don't meet people from the internet alone.
Okay,
Well,
freeze. Yeah, so can I just tell you, like, I have friends that were like, way back when internet dating was like a brand new thing and you could like meet people online.
yeah,
They were like, you met that person where? You did what? You're going on a date, like blah, 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 whatever. And it's like, yeah, whatever. I'm not like perusing bars. I don't sit in the bar and
yeah,
like wait for men to walk up to me or like me, heaven forbid, walk up to them. That's not a Danielle thing. But now that is almost the only way that you meet people. Like, fine, people still meet people traditional ways, but like there's a dating app for everyone. Christian Mingle. Just want to get laid. Like, there's an app for everything.
What is this other one I heard? Was it J-Date? For Jewish
Wait,
people.
shut up.
Yes.
See, there's one for everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's probably like, I just saw some show on TV. What's like Farmer Wants a Wife or something? Have you seen that?
No.
Yes, it's a reality show. I think it's called Farmer or Cowboy Wants a What? Farmer Wants a, I don't know. But I'm like, there's probably an app for that too.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't like, dude, I don't doubt it. I think there's been so many situations just here, like in Arizona alone, with like Ubers, Lyfts. I'm sure if we were to look and see like how many people have been assaulted or like, not to say every Lyft and Uber driver is like bad. That is not at all what I'm saying.
Oh,
But
no.
I think all of a sudden, like, we got to a certain year and we were like, hey, everyone, like, we trust you. You trust us. I'm not going to kill you from the back seat. And then there's been fucking situations. So, yeah,
Sure.
I don't know.
An article I got for us to read some tips on talks about that. How, yeah, it's been definitely been a method to target women. And it makes sense.
Listen to this. In 2019, a woman in Phoenix reported that her Uber driver threatened to kidnap and sexually assault her. The driver was later arrested and charged with kidnapping, sexual abuse, and assault.
Yes.
2019. 2018, an Uber driver in Flagstaff was arrested for DUI after he crashed his car while driving passengers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the whole reason we called you is so we didn't drive home drunk from the bar. And
Yes.
you were drunk.
Right. You had one job.
The list literally goes on and on and on.
Oh, it's bad. It's tons. And it makes sense because I think there's a false sense of security that, oh, all this is being tracked and there are people watching where I'm going. There are people, monitoring this. It's all online. So I'll be, I'm not worried about it. And I think that's so false. I think it's a very false sense of security.
I agree.
You have to have some sort of plan in place or do some sort of, there's actually some really good tips in this article where they talk about, I'm going to pull it up. They talk about things that you can do. There's this one girl, there's a video. Maybe we should post this too in our blog. Did you tell everybody we have a blog? Did we talk about that yet?
Oh, so we have not. On our website, there is a blog, and follow it because we're going to share all sorts of useless shit on that. So,
and useful shit. Some useful, mostly useless. Definitely fun, regardless.
We're definitely going to share tips on how to not be in the movie Taken from your Uber driver.
Yes, because Liam Neeson will not come find you.
Lisa and I will do our best.
We will. But Liam Neeson
one of the tips is, let's see, share your trip details with someone you trust, a friend or a family member.
Right.
Yeah, folks.
Oh, also, in an emergency, call 911 via the app, not just 911. If you can. Obviously, calling 911 is better than not calling 911. But if you can do it through whatever rideshare app you're using, because then you're actually being tracked by somebody outside of calling 911. It's now being reported through Uber, Lyft, or whatever you're using. I didn't know they had that feature. It's been a long time since I've used it, but I didn't know that you could dial 911 through their apps, which is great.
I use this all the time, and I had no idea that that feature was even a thing. Listen to
Yeah.
one of these other tips. Thank you, Google. It says, sit in the back seat and wear your seatbelt.
Oh, basics, huh? Let's start with the basics. I guess that is
Nope.
important also. Yeah, if your driver's drunk, you don't want to get ejected from the vehicle when he runs into somebody. So, yeah, I guess
Okay, but
that's useful.
listen to this tip. If you feel uncomfortable or unsafe, end the rideshare immediately and report the incident to the rideshare company. Yeah, fuck no. I'm just
If
gonna
you
jump
get
out of the
out,
out of the
if you get out, that's assuming you're going to make it out of the awkward situation.
And what do you
Ugh.
do to tell them to stop the car? Excuse me, sir. I
You
really
tell
don't
them you're going to throw
appreciate.
up. You tell them you're going to throw up. That's what you do. Here's my tip. I don't see it in here, but here's what I thought of the last time I felt uncomfortable in a car. It was a taxi, and I was in Costa Rica. So already, I was in Central America and feeling very uneasy. I don't know Spanish. I know some like elementary level Italian, little bit of Portuguese, but no
Hola.
Spanish, no Spanish. And I'm in Costa Rica, and I am in a cab in the back seat. I wasn't alone, but still, I was like, this. I am feeling uncomfortable, and I just remember what the area was like. I knew enough that the signs, I could tell what the signs were saying, and I knew where we were staying. And I remember passing a sign that said the name of the city we were staying in, and I felt very uncomfortable. And the guy's driving like a nut job, but they all were down there. They were all driving like crazy. There's like no laws, just like no speed limit signs anywhere. It's like just do what you want. And all I remember, I was right behind, sitting right directly behind the driver, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this is happening. Okay, what do I got? What can I do?" And all I had with me, which would have been great, is a phone charger or a cord of sorts. And I was like, I will reach around and strangle this guy and risk a car accident if I have to. I was holding my Apple phone charger like in both hands wrapped around either end. I'm like, I will choke this guy out. I will absolutely
I
do
will
it.
kill a bitch.
I will kill a bitch. But yeah, he passed my exit and I was like, okay, all right, this is happening. What do I got? And all I had was that. And I'm like, I guess this was better than nothing.
So I have totally been in that situation before.
Mm-hmm.
And the scariest place I've ever, not that I had to like try to find something to kill someone with, but the scariest place I've ever been in an Uber or a Lyft is in Las Vegas. And now that I've done it more than a handful of times, I recognize that the drivers more or less try to keep you off the strip because it's so hard to drive through there.
Sure.
I didn't recognize this in the beginning. And so I get in and I'm fucking terrified because I realize we're in some big loop around whatever when I know that my hotel's like at the end of the strip that was like 3 hotels down the street from where we were. And I didn't understand so I said something. I was like, "Hey, is this just a different way? Is this like," and he's like, "Oh, no, 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 no. Like, I'm taking you off the strip. It's going to be much quicker than trying to navigate through all this traffic." And I was like, okay, cool. Then I'm recognizing where we are. And I'm like, oh, is this like a not so great part of town? He's like, no, like I wouldn't walk around on these streets back here. And I'm thinking, why are you driving me on these streets back here?
Right.
This is not okay. But I was like, until I realized that like in Vegas, that's what they did. It was scary. Yeah,
Sure.
I had no idea where I was going.
You think they would have said something up front?
No.
That's awful.
Well, that's the thing. Do they get to choose their own route?
I don't know. They must. But you also wonder like, isn't someone monitoring this? Because like, how did they know you were like if you don't know where you're going? Like taxis used to do this. They probably still do. I don't know the technology anymore, but they used to take you long ways, like long routes to make the extra money. Right? So I wonder if Uber and Lyft can do that also, or if it's being monitored enough to see, okay, you're going way out of the way. You've circled around this like 3 times, you know.
You know what so it's not really like a ride share, it's kind of like a rental thing, but it got really big here in the valley was that Turo thing, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You know what's kind of creepy about that I was thinking is like not well, I guess it's kind of it's creepy for the person that rents the car. So if it were my car, I feel like I would have some type of tracker on my car so I knew that it didn't like leave the state or whatever, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
If I was some psychopath, I could just have a car on Turo and I could be renting it out and stalking the shit out of people,
Oh, absolutely.
right? Because I know where they're driving my car.
Mm-hmm.
So this kind of works like both ways. It's like the person like very, innocently rented a car from someone because they wanted to like drive a cool car for a day or 2 days, whatever it is.
Sure.
Then that person ends up being a complete psychopath, following them, doing whatever they're going to do with them. Who knows? I haven't found, I mean, I guess I could search for stories on those, but it all is so creepy to me. And absolutely, we are being watched all the time, no matter what we're doing.
That's true. It's true. And I think I guess the safest thing you could do is just make sure a few people outside of maybe who you're with or knows what your moves are, what you're doing. If what you're driving, where you're going, what's, comings and goings, that kind of thing. Send them all your information. It's so easy to take a screen grab of whatever you're doing in that moment and sending it to someone, or putting a tracker on yourself, or sending your location to someone, or sharing your location. That's what I would do, because it's all super scary. I mean, it says right here in this article, I just lost it. Check your ride. Oh yeah. Request your ride inside. This way you aren't waiting outside alone. You can tell when your ride is safely at the designated meeting point. You can customize the pickup location so you know if your driver has correct information. Check your ride. Does the car match the one that's on your app? Is it the same license plate? Does the driver look like it? Because I've heard a lot of stories about that, actually, where people just pretend to be a driver and they pull up looking for people that look like they're looking for their car. And some of them are dumb enough to just get into a car. Right? Have you done that?
I mean, yeah. Like, not that I've like intentionally like not paid attention, but on the app, there's like, it tells you what kind of car is coming, right? So it could say like, let's say it says my car. It's like gray Audi, SUV, whatever.
Sure.
Well, that's what I'm going to look for, is like a gray. I may not remember the make and model of the car, but I'm like, oh, it's a gray SUV. That's what I'm looking for. And think about environments again, like Las Vegas. There are so many rideshare places like for pickup and drop off set up that there's hundreds of people constantly waiting for a rideshare. So in that environment, yeah, like I have definitely been guilty of like not checking the person or like the license plate, or saying like, listening for them to audibly say to me like, are you Danielle?
Right.
Yeah, totally. Shame on me. Like I could have been murdered in a dumpster, you guys. Scary.
Yeah. You can also have the driver confirm your name.
Yeah.
Stay in the back seat. Don't get in the front seat. I wish there was a way that you could, what makes me nervous? Obviously the back seat is smarter, but it's child safety locks.
If they're on, you're not getting out of the car.
Exactly. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like that I always think about that. I always think about child safety locks. And is there a way you can get past? I feel like there should be a way these days with rideshare. There should be a way to override that. You know how they put out all those videos about how to get out of a trunk? If you're thrown into a trunk, I feel like they need to figure out a way to, you can bypass a child safety lock. Obviously something difficult that a child wouldn't figure out, but something that adults can for these ride shares, because that's all I think about with those things are or that. They're, if they don't want you to get out, you're not going to.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Because we just learned that they kidnap us, try to sexually assault us. Men, I know this can happen to you too. But like, and okay, so here's the other thing. I've been in a few, not here in Arizona, typically not in Vegas either, but like my New Mexico, like Lyft drivers.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you the cars I've gotten into. I was like, you pick people up in this? It was so gross that I was like, I can't even believe this. But here, I've had a really great experience. There was when I was traveling like every week and had to make my way to the airport and stuff. I could schedule my rides, and the same guy would always pick up my rides, and he was amazing. It was like I had a personal driver, like a personal person to get me to the airport. And he was reliable. He always showed up on time. He always got me there on time. Like, I never had any weirdo moments. He was personable. I could chat with him at 5 o'clock in the morning on the way to the airport. It was never weird. But I just, like, there's definitely those circumstances where I've gotten in the car and I'm like, oh my gosh, get me out right now. It smells so bad in here. Or you drive people in this? Like, I'm like in shock because it's so gross. Yeah. And those were in New Mexico. Ugh. Yeah. I know. I don't know. I want to be as safe as possible. I realize that, like, the reality that we live in is that's like something that our whole, I guess, like, we've like moved to this like more technological like way of doing everything, which is totally fine. But I do feel like there should be like some safeguards put in place because I don't know, I could end up in a dumpster one day.
Yeah, absolutely. This other article I found, there's this, we should post this video. I wonder if can we post videos on the blog? Yeah, we can, right? Or at least links to videos. Yeah. Okay, so it's a YouTube video. There's a woman who, she says she leaves strands of hair as well as makes sure she touches and leaves her fingerprints everywhere in each car, just in case.
Okay, I'm like totally weird about germs. I do not want to finger fuck someone's car so someone knows I was in there.
Right. But obviously it's going to be like on the handles and stuff. But if you think about it, those are the things dude would wipe off if he did something to you and disposed of your body or had you hiding in a basement. The first thing he's going to do is wipe down the handles of the car, which you obviously touched to get in, right? But she's saying like she touches like the windows or like parts of the air vents if there's some in the back, or she just touches different parts of the door that they're going to dust for if something happens, but it's not going to be the obvious places that dude's going to wipe down.
They're like, ma'am, what are you doing ripping your hair out in my back seat? Yeah. Bitch, if you steal me, kill me.
I think that would be pretty easy. Because honestly, if I just run my fingers through my hair enough, like comb my hair through with my fingers, some hair comes out almost every time.
Yeah. All right. So maybe that's what we do from now on, is that we like de-shed in our Lyft and Uber drivers.
Yeah.
Every Lyft and Uber driver right now is like, please show me your face because I do not want you getting in my car.
I will never drive a Danielle or a Lisa ever.
I'm a good passenger. I'm not a cuckoo bird. I don't care for, like, I'm not going to tell you what kind of music to put on. I really am just in there to get from point A to point B typically.
Right. You're right.
Yeah. If I roll down the windows, it's because your car smells funny and I'm very sensitive. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that we should definitely post up some of these like safety tips. We are going to put these on the blog. We'll put them on our Instagram page. Like, stay safe out there, people. I don't know. I could never be, okay, I could be the Uber driver because I know I'm not going to fuck with someone.
Oh, sure.
Right?
Yeah.
But we don't know that getting into cars if, like, we are safe. We trust everyone.
I guess because of the way they're tracked enough. I don't know, but like say like here's what I have questions about. Like say an Uber driver picks someone up, because I'm surprised like more of them aren't like carjacked and stuff too. Why aren't like people trying to call a rideshare to jack their car? Right? So if somebody picks up, that goes to the system, Uber knows about it, driver comes, but he never closes that out. How long until, or does anyone receive that red flag of, hey, it's been 4 hours since this guy got picked up. It doesn't show he was ever dropped off, right?
I bet that the app tracks that for like, there's gotta be a way to, because so once you get out of like a Lyft, it gives you, it's like, how was your ride? Rate your driver, send an additional tip. Like it lets you do that for an amount of hours after your ride.
Yeah.
But I mean, to your point, if they don't know that they ever got out of the vehicle, or like, so like the 2 hour one, and they didn't know necessarily that they were driving like 2 hours away into a different city.
Yeah.
Does anyone from Lyft or Uber like reach out to the rider to say like, hey, is everything good? Like, or is it based on the location that they put in that they know it should take that long?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to know.
I don't know either.
Who does anyone receive any like flags, like any alerts?
I don't know. All you Lyft and Uber drivers out there, like,
tell us.
Send us some info because we're curious.
Yeah.
Like, are we going to get killed in your car?
Right.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I did find a cool article on the top facts. Okay. 10 other interesting facts about Uber. First of all, it says Uber kittens. Did you see that?
Okay. No.
Okay. Yeah. Uber's ubiquitous presence in more than 80 countries has made it the most recognizable ride-hailing service worldwide. Founded in 2009, it's the largest ride-sharing company in the world and has disrupted the transportation space with cutting-edge technology and boundless growth. Hold on. There's something about Uber kittens. And I was like, what? Okay. They have a kitten sharing service. While Uber has many subsidiary services such as Uber Eats, Uber Freight, and Uber Health, that must be driving people to and from their appointments. I bet you.
Or I was going to say like medication drop off, something like that.
Yeah, maybe. There's a very cute and surprising service called Uber Kittens.
Explain.
This service allows users to get some hug time with cats and dogs in 7 states in the U.S. It's established to allow customers to adopt furry babies.
Where are those states at?
I don't know. We're going to have to look it up. Uber Kittens. Look it up. Uber Kittens. Uber's exclusive magazine is only as for its drivers. Not only does Uber have useful subsidiary services, but it also has its own print and online magazine called Momentum. They have a 3-employee policy.
Oh, hold on a second. Listen to this.
Okay. Did you find it?
The cat is out of the bag. Uber Kittens is here. Request a kitten right meow. It's $30 for 15 minutes of clawsome cuteness. I cannot make this up. Make sure that you have an enclosed space that's perfect for playtime. I cannot take this seriously. So Found your new family member? All kittens are eligible for adoption.
Oh, I see. So they take you and these foster kittens for a ride, hoping that you'll adopt one.
Yes.
That's hilarious. What states does it say?
So where to find? It doesn't, I can't really find like what states. It looks like Philadelphia is one of them, potentially. It's Philadelphia.
Wow.
is one of them for sure.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, because it says, so it's a map of Philly, and then it says, see specific, see the map below for specific service areas. So
Wow.
next time we're in Philly, we're definitely going to have to like get a kitten
Get an
to
Uber
pet.
Kitten Drive. That's
Yep.
hilarious. I love
Wow,
it.
that's really funny.
Well,
Like,
here's
what is
something
our world turned to?
I don't know, but that's at least a happy one.
I don't want any
Uber,
more babies, but I like holding babies. So is that something like, can we arrange that?
I mean, not, I mean, you're not supposed to hold a baby in a moving vehicle, so probably not.
Good point. You can,
Right? I mean,
it's a stretch.
I mean, you could probably hold its hand while it's in the car seat.
True.
Yeah, or you might be able to like feed it, bottle feed it while you're back there. Yeah, I don't know. This might answer one of our questions we had. It says Uber has a 3-employee policy. As a rule, Uber hires only 3 employees per city who are responsible for handling all the operations within that city. For any concerns, these 3 people have to be contacted. So I don't know what those people's jobs are outside of like managing the drivers. I wonder if any of them are responsible for like watching like the happenings.
Yeah, I
Although
don't
I
know.
feel like 3 people would not be enough for that just in this city alone.
No, like, no. How would 3 people manage every driver in Phoenix, Arizona?
No, that doesn't make any sense to me.
No,
No.
I don't know. I'd love to
Yeah.
know more, but we are definitely going to post some of this ridiculous shit uh on our webpage and on Instagram because we just want you guys to stay informed and educated on getting in Uber and Lyft cars.
And safe. Yeah, exactly. Here's one more thing. The longest Uber ride. Wait till you hear this. Okay. Guess. Guess how long it was. The longest recorded to date Uber ride.
I don't know, 4 hours.
Mileage.
Oh, I don't know.
Um, hold on. It's 3,631 kilometers. Famous YouTuber Mr. Beast was taken on a trip by Uber driver Anthony from North Carolina to California, covering 3,631 kilometers in 2017. The driver,
Holy
yes,
shit.
North Carolina to California. The driver was a former truckie who said long distance ride wasn't a big deal for him. The total cost was $7,380. He also tipped him an extra $7,380 to make his trip worthwhile.
Why did he want to get away so bad that he took a Lyft instead? Like, did he kill someone and he had to get from like place to place without being recognized? Like, what?
I don't know. Famous YouTuber Mr. B. So I wonder if he wasn't trying to, he needed to go and maybe he was just trying to help someone by giving him that kind of a job. I don't know.
I don't know, but I think we've got to look further into that for sure.
Let's see, 3,631 kilometers. North Carolina to California. That's like 2,000 and I think it translates like 2,200 miles or something like that.
It's fucking
That's
far.
crazy. Yeah,
It's across the
days.
country.
Well, yeah, without stopping. I wonder if they like stopped.
I would be so tired.
I can't imagine not getting in a car with someone unless we stopped and slept somewhere, like one person staying awake. If you're like trading driving, like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to post some of that information though, because I think it's worth researching that shit. That's a long, long ride.
That's wild.
Yeah,
Huh.
I don't know.
But that's a great tip. Good for him.
Yeah. All right, folks. Well, stay safe out there.
Please do. I fear for you all. I fear for you all out there doing it. Anyone I ever hear about taking one of those things, and I know it's just so popular and the chances of something happening are rare, but I just don't think they're that rare anymore. I think it's enough of a problem But I give everyone all the tips. Carry
I know.
a cord in your purse so you can strangle them from the back. That's what I would
Yeah,
do.
I would do the same thing. Well,
Yeah.
if you have some tips or tricks to share with us, or if you are a driver of
Yes.
a ride share, reach
Please talk
out.
to us.
Yeah, reach out to us. So you can follow us on our Instagram page at lifeagency.wtf, or send us an email, follow us on our website. Our email address is hello@lifeagency.wtf. Make sure you come back to us next week. We will be sharing an episode on customer service lists.
Yes.
That'll be a good one.
Yes, it will.
All right, everyone. We will talk to you soon.
Bye.